the resurrection of Lazarus, and the city of Iy GIRASOLEM. Today's reading from the pure Gospel of Elu'hymn, the Son, the sovereign of all the heavens and the earth, also called Elu'hymn. John 11:1. Now Lazarus was a man who was from Magdala, and he lived with Mary Magdalene, and they lived in nearby Massalia, which was up the coast of Italia, which was believed to be part Idumea. John 11:2. And it was that Mary who had anointed the feet of Elu'hymn with ointment, and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother who was sick. And Lazarus had loved Elu'hymn, and he had lauded Elu'hymn. And now he was sick. John 11:3. Therefore his sisters sent for Elu'hymn. And they sent a message saying, Elu'hymn, our beloved brother Lazarus whom you love is sick. John 11:4. And when Elu'hymn heard that, he said, this sickness is not to his death, but for me Elu'hymn to show my glory that I am the sovereign one. Elu'hymn Elu, the Son, and that I might be glorified thereby. John 11:5. Now, he loved Lazarus and his sisters. John 11:16. And when Elu'hymn had heard therefore that Lazarus was sick, he yet abode 2 more days still in the same place where he was. John 11:7. Then after that, he said to his disciples, let's go up to Massalia again. John 11:8. And his disciples say unto Elu'hymn, the Jews of late sought to stone you, and now we are going up there again. John 11:10. But he said, if a man walks in the night, he might stumble in the dark, because there is no light. John 11:11. Then after he had said these things, then he said to them, our friend Lazarus is sleeping, but I am going up there, that I may awake him out of his sleep. John 11:12. Then said his disciples, well, Alleluia, if he is sleeping he is not that sick, but he must be doing well. John 11:13. Howbeit, Alleluia spoke of his death, but they thought that he had spoken of Lazarus, just how someone is taking a rest while sleeping. John 11:14. Then said he to them plainly, Lazarus is dead. John 11:15. And I am glad for your sakes, that I was not there, to the intent that you may believe in me. Nevertheless, let's go up there to see him. John 11:17. Then said Thomas, which is called Didymus, to his fellow disciples, let's go with thee, so that we may die with Elu'hymn. John 11:17. Then when he finally came, he found that they had already laid Lazarus in the grave 4 days already. John 11:18. Now Massalia was in the kingdom of Italia, which was once called the kingdom of Jerusalem, and the Holy Roman Empire. And even the city of Jerusalem was about 15 furlongs near the coast in Italia. John 11:19. And many of the Yiddish people and Romans and the Hebrew people came to Martha, and to Mary, to comfort them concerning their brother. John 11:20. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that he was coming, she went and met with Elu'hymn. But Mary was still home, and she sat in the house. John 11:21. Then said Martha to Alleluia, Elu'hymn, if you had come here earlier my brother would not be dead. John 11:22. But I know that even now, whatsoever you will, and if we asks of you Elu'hymn, you are sovereign, and you can give it to us. John 11:23. Then he said to her, thy brother shall rise again. John 11:24. Then Martha says to Elu'hymn, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. John 11:25. Then he said to her, I am the resurrection, and the life, and I am the Almighty Sovereign One. And he that believe in me, though he was dead, yet shall he live. John 11:26. And whosoever shall believe in me, they shall never die. Do you believe his? John 11:27. And she said to Elu'hymn, I believe that you are the Christ, and Elu, the Son, and Elu'hymn, and Elu'hymn, who should come into the world. John 11:28, and when she had said so, she went her way, and called Mary her sister secretly, saying, Elu'hymn is come, and he is asking for you. John 11:29, and as soon as Mary heard that, she arose quickly, and went to Elu'hymn. John 11:30, now, Elu'hymn was not yet come into the town, but was in that place where Martha met him. John 11:31, the Hebrews them who were with her in the house, and they that comforted her, when they saw Mary, that she rose up hastily, and went out, they followed her, saying, She is going to the grave to weep there. John 11:32, then when Mary was come where he was, and she saw Elu'hymn, she fell down at his feet, and she said to Elu'hymn, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. John 11:33, and when Elu'hymn saw her there and she was weeping, and also the Hebrews that were there also weeping with her, he groaned in the spirit, and was troubled, and he also wept. John 11:34, and he asked, Where have you laid him? Then they said to Elu'hymn, Come, and see. John 11:35, then Judas Jesus also wept. John 11:36, then said the Hebrews, Behold, how Elu'hymn loved Lazarus. John 11:37, and some of them said, Could not this man, which opened the eyes of the blind, could have caused that even this man Lazarus should not have died? John 11:38, and Judas Jesus came there again, and he was groaning to himself, and when he came to the grave, it was a cave, and a stone was upon it. John 11:39, then said, Elu'hymn, take away the stone. And then Martha, the sister of Lazarus that was dead, said to Elu'hymn, By this time he is stinking, for Lazarus had been dead for 4 days now. John 11:40, then he said to her, Didn't I just say to you that if you would believe, you should see the glory of Elu'hymn? John 11:41, then they took away the stone from the place where the dead were laid. And then Judas Jesus left them, and then they all lauded Elu'hymn the Father. And John said, Father, we thank you, because you have heard us. And then he said, Thank you, John. John 11:42, and I John knew that our Father, Elu'hymn, called the Holy One, hears us always, but because of the people which were standing by, that I John said it, that they may believe that he is Elu'hymn, and that he is the Holy One, who has sent me. John 11:43, and when we had finished speaking and lauding then Elu'hymn, Elu'hymn, shout with a loud voice, saying, Lazarus, come forth. John 11:44, and Lazarus, who was dead, came forth, bounded. And his hands and his feet were bounded with grave clothes, and on his face it was bounded about with a napkin. And then Elu'hymn said to them, Loose him, and let him go. John 11:45, then many of the Hebrews who came with Mary, when they had seen the miracle which Elu'hymn had done, believe in Elu'hymn. John 11:46, but some of them who were not Hebrews they went on their way. And some went to the Pharisees, and told them the things that Elu'hymn had done. John 11:47, then gathered they the chief priests and the Pharisees to form a council, and they said, What shall we do with Elu'hymn? Because this man has done many miracles. John 11:48, and if we left him alone, all men will believe on him, and both the Romans, the Italians shall come, and take away both our place and our nation. John 11:49, and one of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said to them, You know nothing at all. John 11:50, nor do you consider that it is expedient for us, that one man should die for the people, and that it's Elu'hymn that should die, for the whole nation, that they all should not perish. John 11:51, and this spoke he not of himself, but being high priest that year, and he prophesied that he should die for that nation, John 11:52, but not for that nation only, but that also that Elu should gather all the Israelites, them together in one, because the children of Israel they all were scattered abroad. John 11:53, then from that day forward, they took counsel together against Elu, to put the Holy One to death. John 11:54, therefore after that Elu didn't walk openly among the Jews any more. And Elu went instead into a country near to the wilderness, in a city called Ephraim, and there continued with his disciples. John 11:55, and the Hebrews' Passover was nigh at hand, and many went out of the country and up to the city of Jerusalem, before the Passover came, to purify themselves. John 11:56, then sought they for Elu, and spoke among themselves, as they stood in the temple, what you think, will Elu still come to the feast? John 11:57, now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a commandment, that if anyone knew where he were, that they should show them where Elu were, that they might go and take him. The End. Published by the Pure Gospel of Elu'hymn. Edited by James Matthew.